Well, we knew this day was coming here eventually. It has been officially announced The Walking Dead is going to end in 2022. This does not come as a huge shock to me. We all could kind of probably see the writing on the wall that The Walking Dead was nearing its end. The main show, at the very least, was nearing its end. I always kind of predicted that we would probably see the show go 12 or 13 seasons. And it pretty much is going 12 seasons. Yes, technically it is ending on season 11 and extended season 11, but with 24 episodes, it's pretty much almost like 2 seasons packed into one. So my prediction was fairly right. It's technically not getting to 12. We're getting 11, but it's extended, so it's close enough. But yeah, The Walking Dead is finally going to come to an end here in 2022, and I don't think this is an awful thing. Now, of course, I'm a huge Walking Dead fan, loved it forever. I'm going to continue to support it even years from now. It's probably still going to be one of my favorite shows I've ever watched. But there needs to be an ending of some sort for the main show. That way the main show can be remembered for how great it was, and for other characters and so forth can move on and do other stuff if they want to go that route. I'm sad yet glad that it is ending because, like I said, it needs to have an ending. That way when people watch it years from now, they're not like, wow, why didn't this show ever end properly or whatever. I'm glad that the main show is getting a proper ending of some sort. Yes, who knows what they're really going to do with it? Is Rick going to be in it? I don't know. I really have no idea. I'm predicting no as of right now. I've said this in various other Walking Dead videos. I see The Walking Dead ending a lot like Star Trek: The Next Generation, where the show has its own ending and own things they wrap up, but you're going to have movies going on and showing some of those same characters, and the movies will have their own ending too, at least the last movie. Kind of like how Nemesis really kind of ends TNG once and for all for the most part, compared to All Good Things in TNG season 7. So I am guessing The Walking Dead is going to do something like that, where the show will have its ending, however it's going to end, and then let's say the Rick movies, the third Rick movie, will be kind of the definitive end of The Walking Dead as we know it, with the Rick character, the Michonne character, the Daryl character, stuff like that. That's how I see it going as of right now. I could be completely wrong, but I think that would be a good way to end the show properly. But for hardcore fans and fans of Rick and other main characters, they're going to kind of get their own ending within the movie trilogy, movie series, however they end up working that out. But other news too came out with the Walking Dead announcement that it's going to end in 2022 is that they're going to try to do an anthology series where they're going to showcase different characters at different points in the apocalypse, which, if done correctly, this show sounds very entertaining and very cool. So for example, they could do a backstory about Negan or the governor or Abraham or Sasha and Tyrese. They could go back and do a lot of backstories on characters, or they can even show new characters too, kind of like the webisodes they did, I don't know, I guess a lot of years ago. Like I think 6 to 8 years ago they did some of those webisodes. Never really was a fan of those. They were kind of a little lackluster. They just weren't my thing, but think something similar to that. But hopefully they focus more on characters we know and love a little bit more than, this is just Billy Joe Smith and this is him in the apocalypse, the first 3 weeks. Like, I really don't care about a no-name character. I would like to see the governor's backstory a little bit more, Negan's, Abraham's, characters we know and love and know and enjoy. I think they could do a good job with that. Just the main thing that I think that they're going to struggle with is the age of the actors is going to be tricky to play with, because say you want to do something with the governor, we haven't seen the governor, I think, in 7 years or so. And no matter how good David Morrissey looks here in 2020, he's not going to look younger than what he did when we saw him in The Walking Dead originally. Now, I know movie magic, makeup and stuff, they can probably get close, but it's one of those things that you're just going to have to suspend your disbelief even more. It's kind of like El Camino, the Breaking Bad movie, where some of the characters visibly looked older or fatter or anything like that than when the last time we saw them in Breaking Bad. So you need to be careful with that. It needs to be done right and properly if they want to actually have really good success with that series. But like I said, if they do it right, get all the things correct, I think it could be good. But just need to be careful with actors and actresses' ages and how they look now compared to when they were currently on The Walking Dead, let alone they're supposed to be a younger version of themselves within the Walking Dead universe. So they just need to be careful with that. And the other news too, they keep talking about The World Beyond, which I have absolutely no interest in whatsoever. I think it looks just utterly stupid, in my opinion. It does not look good at all. It looks like a wannabe Walking Dead show from the CW. Not bagging on the CW too much, but it looks like a cheesy coming of age teenage story that I just don't care about. I'm tired of going back to the beginning of the Apocalypse in the Walking Dead universe. I know technically they're not, but for the kids, that's their starting point. You know, that's them starting off in the Apocalypse. And I'm over it, man. I've already lived through it with the main Walking Dead cast. All right. Pretty much the start of the Apocalypse. I know technically not day one. You get where I'm coming from. Fear the Walking Dead, pretty much day one. I watched the first season. I get it. I lived through that too. Like, I don't need it for a third time. I get it. I get what the Walking Dead universe is all about at the beginning of the Apocalypse. I understand it. Now, I know, again, technically, it's not at the beginning. It's the beginning for the kids and them doing whatever they're going to do. But I'm just kind of over it. I don't need more people trying to figure out how to live in this world. I want people to understand how to survive already when I'm watching something in the Walking Dead universe. Because I've just watched it enough where people have tried to figure it out and, you know, like, oh, it's my first time seeing a walker, I don't know what to do. Like, I've seen it enough. It's just kind of gotten old at this point. And The World Beyond, I think it has a lukewarm reception at best, because originally it was supposed to be like a full legit series, and I think it's just supposed to be a short now, like 8 episodes or something like that. I don't know. I've not watched anything about it. I've just seen a couple tweets about it that it was supposed to be bigger than what it is now, and it kind of got condensed. And I don't know if it's just a one season deal, like a short, or if they're going to get a season 2, but just only have like 6 to 8 episodes. I'm not sure. I truly don't care. And I know they keep hyping up like this CRM stuff, like, oh, Rick might show up here, or blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't care. It's not going to be the case. Rick's not going to show up there. They're maybe going to tease it like a hair here or there. But even then, I don't really care. I think it's kind of dumb, and I have no interest in it. Barring some miracle that it's just awesome and fantastic, I don't plan on watching it. And I think that flows right into Fear the Walking Dead, the final thing they touched on. Yes, Fear is getting another season, and of course they're hyping it back up of, you know, being this whole, we're going grittier and hardcore again, which, you know what, Fear, you've lost me many times over the years, and I just don't really care either about your show. I hope that it succeeds, and I hope that it gets better, but I'm not holding my breath on it. I'm really curious to see how many more seasons Fear actually has, because who really knows? I would imagine they're going to try to catch up with the main Walking Dead timeline in one way or another. That way, or at least close to it, that way they can figure out what they want to do with Morgan and Dwight and some of the characters that people actually care about, and they can kind of figure out what they want to do with them for the longevity of the Walking Dead universe. Because even though the main show is ending, the universe is not ending. So however the show ends is however the show ends, but the characters that survive that to the end will still be living on within the universe, and who knows where other movies and shows will take place within the universe. So maybe there's a show about Maggie, let's say, takes place after the Walking Dead main show technically ends. You still have characters that can make cameos, like say Father Gabriel lives on, or Eugene or Aaron, those type of characters. They're technically alive in the Walking Dead universe, and they can make a cameo in the Maggie series or something like that. So it really just all depends what they want to do and how they want to treat all the characters within the universe. I would like to see them do something with Morgan to get back with the main characters in some way or another with the main show. I don't think he's going to end on the main show by the point the main show is going to end, but hopefully somewhere down the timeline, maybe in the Rick movies or some other movies or something like that, they'll figure it out and they'll do something good with it. I'm not sure. But yeah, The Walking Dead is officially going to end here in a couple years. And like I said, I am glad yet sad. The universe will live on for the immediate future, because it's pretty much AMC's only cash cow, and they're going to keep milking it for everything it's worth. So hopefully they have a good plan. Just my main concern is that they do good by all of the main series characters. And if they do that well, I'll be a happy person, and I won't really have any complaints, because as long as they do Rick right, they do Daryl right, they do Carol right, all should be well. Oh, another thing too, I totally forgot to touch on this. Daryl and Carol are also getting their own spin-off series, which I guess is cool. Now, I love Daryl and Carol. Don't get me wrong. They're one of my favorite characters in the entire series, but what are they going to do? I don't know. Where is it going to take place? Like within the timeline of the show, I don't really care the location, but within the timeline, I don't know where it's going to take place, how it's going to take place, and what they're going to do. I truly do not know. I thought about this, which who knows how they could work this, but say they end the show with a big time jump and kind of hint at what the Commonwealth is going to look like in like 20 years, let's say. So they have an old Eugene, an old Daryl, an old Carol or whatever, and maybe Daryl's dying of old age, let's say, for example, all right? And he dies in the finale of The Walking Dead, all right, of old age, or maybe he gets killed. I don't know. He dies in one way or another. But then that gives him a 20-year time frame of Daryl and Carol adventures throughout their show. Even though he technically dies in The Walking Dead main series finale, they would still have all that time to cover within their own show. And they can even incorporate him finding Rick within the Rick movies in that 20 years, and it would be a-okay. Something like that they could do. I don't know if they're going to go that route. I'm feeling like they're not going to at the moment. Now, if Andrew Lincoln was still on the show, I could see them kind of going that route. I think they would maybe even consider that, because someone's got to die in the finale, right? I think The Walking Dead will have a fairly happy ending, at least for The Walking Dead standards. I think it will for the series finale, but I have a feeling someone will die in one way or another, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's Daryl or Carol in the finale in one way or another. I don't know how they're going to do it or how it happens, but then they kind of backtrack for the Daryl and Carol series. They kind of have their adventures over however long, but you kind of just know at the end of the day that happened, something like that. I don't know. It could work out that way, and if you were to do it that way with Andrew Lincoln still there, it would make a little more sense, because they're all kind of, happy in their community. Daryl, Carol, Rick, Michonne, like they're all still together, just old or something like that. And if someone was to die, at least they're all were together, something like that. I don't know. I'm just kind of spitballing here, but really curious to see what they do with the Daryl and Carol series. The anthology episode series should be interesting too. World Beyond, I have no interest. Fear the Walking Dead, I really have no interest either. I'm just curious what they're going to do with Morgan and Dwight at this point. And hopefully the Rick movies are still on track, a full trilogy of them. And I don't know where that's going to fit in the timeline anymore, because who really knows what's going to be going on here in the next couple years. But with that said, The Walking Dead is going to come to an end in 2022. Thank you for listening to this long-winded video about The Walking Dead, but there's a lot of news about it. I haven't talked about The Walking Dead in a while. I want to thank you guys for listening. Let me know your thoughts down below on The Walking Dead ending in 2022. I'm curious to see if people are glad, happy, mad. I want to know. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. And while you're down there, if you can like the video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be greatly appreciated. Until next time, guys, everyone have a great day. Thanks for watching.